It's been a long time, since 2013 to be exact, since Volkswagen has had a 7-passenger SUV in their lineup. Enter the Atlas behind me. Will I be impressed? Let's find out. Well, although the Atlas is a large 7-passenger vehicle, it manages not to look very big. It's pretty ginormous, but it does have a cool shape nonetheless. It's certainly bold with that large VW grille up front and also the rubber lining underneath, but with the large alloy wheels and its overall clean shape, it also manages to look luxurious too. Nice. Inside it looks like other current Volkswagens, but everything seems to be supersized. You get all power seats with lumbar support, and pretty much the entire interior, as I said earlier, looks like current Volkswagens, from the flat bottom steering wheel to the infotainment screen and to the general layout. But as I said, this is a larger vehicle, and so everything is bigger, including the huge panoramic sunroof. There's a bit of luxury to be seen in the wood accents along the dashboard here. Basic black certainly, but there is some stitching in here, and I like the texture as well. It's a good combination of materials to go across and create a clean look. The gauge cluster is super cool, electronic, and you do have the adaptive cruise control, Bluetooth of course. Very large armrest which hides deep storage, and also a place to hook up your USB jump drives. You get a push button start that's actually right here. Usually it's up here in other Volkswagens, so they moved it slightly. That's so they could fit the driving modes here. You have bunch of different driving modes you can set up, which is nice. Off-road, custom off-road, and of course there's an eco, normal, sport, and custom mode as well, plus a snow driving mode. And then 2 cup holders in your transmission that has a couple sport driving modes. You can just put it in sport, or you can actually shift it yourself right here, but no paddle shifters. Starting it up, and it's very muffled. Certainly not a lot of noise in this large vehicle. They like to keep larger vehicles, especially SUVs, quiet, and this one is. But everything is power controlled, and you certainly have everything available that you need. I like the Fender speakers that they have because I'm a guitar player and I love Fender guitars too. So that's cool that they had Fender do the sound system. You get nice large knobs for the ventilation controls, and you have both heated and ventilated seats too. Very cool. Now, in terms of this large infotainment screen, you can very easily access everything you want, and notice you can choose your stations while still seeing the song and title here, which is very nice, and everything is pretty easy to get to. Nothing hidden or strange. You can even get to the car menu here quite easily. So in terms of my Drivin technology integration score, including this adaptive cruise control, just about anything you need, these menus included as well. It's pretty easy to get to, and you can just scroll through them quite easily with these buttons here, giving you lots of useful information. So with my Drivin technology integration score, I'll go with a very strong 9 out of 10 for the Atlas. It's a nice, stylish, and luxurious interior that just seems bigger than other Volkswagens, and that's a good thing. Out back you get your own USBs, your own vents as well, and you can go ahead and set your temperature. Plus you have heated seats and seating for 3 across, and lots of storage in the door as well. You want to get to the 3rd row seats, well, you just pull this back and you can totally collapse the seats. Very nice. And then you have the 3rd row seats here. It's a nice sized trunk. Even with those 3rd row seats up, I was able to store plenty back here, but of course you can fold them all down or just fold some of them down for infinite carrying people and cargo solutions. So you can carry up to 7 people and lots of cargo too, especially if you collapse all the seats. And of course, cargo door is automatic. Also, I think these third row seats don't really seem like an afterthought like they do in many vehicles. These are large and comfortable, and I think quite stylish too. Powering the Atlas is a 3.6 liter 24 valve dual overhead cam narrow angle V6, and it has 4-motion all-wheel drive with active control as well. It's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it can tow up to 5,000 pounds. It produces 276 horsepower and 266 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 takes 7.6 seconds. Fuel economy is rated at 17 miles per gallon in the city, 23 miles per gallon on the highway. You can expect 19 miles per gallon overall. Pricing on the Volkswagen Atlas, that's the SEL Premium with the V6 top of the line, starts out at $48,490. No real options, so with destination you're out the door at $49,415. A heck of a lot of money for a large SUV, but you are getting a lot for your money, of course. You are getting all sorts of safety. It's got crash avoidance, it's got adaptive cruise control, of course blind spot monitoring, and you're also getting 7-passenger seating. This is a very large SUV with great towing power, and you can tow up to 5,000 pounds. Very torquey as well, and that all-wheel drive is great for safety also. Certainly most people are not going to take their Volkswagen Atlases off-road, but with this ground clearance and that rugged bottom, you certainly can. It's got the torque to get you over lots of obstacles. Plus a great snow mode too. And you're getting that Fahrvergnügen, that certain something that you get when you're driving a Volkswagen. It is German. That means it's fun to drive. They built it to cruise at speeds of 110, 115 miles an hour on the Autobahn. So it feels very solid and steady at speed, even though it's a huge vehicle. That's a great thing. And in terms of handling, well, you can put it in a sport mode, and then it actually kind of picks up the personality of the Atlas. You can hear that raspy V6, and the traction of the all-wheel drive really makes this large vehicle quite tractable. So you have a sport mode if you pull back, and then when you slide it to the left, well, you can shift gears yourself, and that makes for some pretty fun driving actually, especially when the roads get twisty. Holds the gear for you, shifts right up to the red line, and you'd swear you were driving maybe a smaller vehicle like the Passat. I did just test the V6 Passat, and it's certainly a different personality. Of course, that is a car and this is an SUV, but really with the all-wheel drive of this Atlas, you get a lot of grip for all of that torque, and pretty much any time you want it, mash the throttle and you've got instant response in this Atlas, and that's what you want. You'll have no problem passing slower cars on the highway or merging into traffic. Don't worry. Okay, I've set the space cushion here to the closest distance that I can follow this car in front of me, and guess what? I love adaptive cruise control because it does the rest. If that car speeds up, well, I'll speed up too, as long as my speed is set higher. So right now I've got it set for 64 miles an hour to make sure I'm within the reasonable limit, and if that car stops, I'll stop. If that car speeds up to 64 miles an hour, I'll be good. So adaptive cruise control, not just safety, but also luxury too. Also luxurious to me is Sirius satellite radio. Absolutely love it. Got all your favorite stations programmed, and well, it helps the miles go by when you're listening to whatever you want to be listening to. You sit up very high in this Volkswagen Atlas. It's the king of the road, really. You're pretty much higher than every other vehicle on the road, and I'm sure it looks quite intimidating coming up behind you in traffic. So there's something to be said for these large SUVs, and certainly I know that a lot of moms like them because they get to sit up high. And however short or tall you happen to be, the Volkswagen Atlas is certainly an SUV that will let you be comfortable. Check out that panoramic sunroof above me too. That's a nice feature. There's a car in my blind spot there, and it lets me know if I were to put my turn signal on, it would beep at me to let me know something's in my way. But if you're not changing lanes, it just lets you know with a light. Nice blind spot warning, great safety feature. When at Cars and Coffee, trying to back up, it's really nice to have the all-around view monitor and the sensors too, to let you know if you're close to an object or a person. Checking out the Atlas's night look, and even the cup holder is lit. Kind of white and sort of blue lights. Looks blue certainly on the video, but more elegant than lesser Volkswagens that I've tested, which seem to have more red in them. So very good job on the night look, Volkswagen, for the Atlas. You get a great warranty with the Volkswagen Atlas, 6 years and 72,000 miles for the powertrain, and 7 years, 100,000 miles for corrosion. That's nice. Plus you get a bumper-to-bumper 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. Also comes with roadside assistance, so it's worry-free. You also have your maintenance included. Worry-free, like I said. About 46% of the parts are made in North America. That's the US and Canada. And the engine is from Germany and the transmission is from Japan. But final assembly does happen in Tennessee, so that's good for America. Yay. Even though it's a German car, nice to see that they're building it in America. A lot of my friends drove Volkswagens when I was growing up, and there's certainly a car that says success for the younger generation, I think, whereas maybe your parents have BMWs and Audis and other German cars like Mercedes perhaps. Well, you feel kind of successful with Volkswagen. It has that kind of German engineering, and that's something that's good, and you know it's going to be well made, and you know it's going to be fun to drive as well. It's that Fahrvergnügen, and there's just something about that Volkswagen emblem. It's the people's car. It's certainly conjures up images, to me anyway, of the Beetle, and pretty much any Volkswagen therefore feels a bit friendly to me, and you know you're going to get a lot for your money, and certainly you'll also have a bit of style too when you arrive. I've had neighbors commenting to me about the Atlas. It's definitely an impressive looking vehicle, and people notice it, not just for its size, but I think it's styling too. There's certainly lots of competition in the 7-passenger large SUV market, and I've reviewed many of them. Just search for Drivin and 7-passenger SUV. But Volkswagen brings their blend of German efficiency and styling and engineering, and basically combines it with the utility of a very large 7-passenger SUV. So great safety, nice luxury too, heated and ventilated seats, and really every option you can imagine in this Atlas SEL Premium with the V6. Definitely torquey, and you've got that all-wheel drive to keep you gripping the road in any condition, which is really nice. The ability to tow up to 5,000 pounds, the ability to carry up to 7 people, and plenty of other stuff too, sports gear, just anything you can imagine and throw at this Volkswagen Atlas, it can handle. And hey, that's what it's all about. That's why Volkswagen introduced this large SUV, and I think it's gonna be a hit. It's an excellent all-around SUV, and really kind of a premium luxury SUV at that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and my Facebook page. And also, of course, subscribe to me on YouTube. Check out all my other videos, disc golf videos, documentaries, music videos. And there you have it. I'm Ivan Katz.